So I'm a giant failure. My YouTube channel has failed. My business is a bit of a failure, and I'm a moron with a big butt, and my butt smells, and I like to kiss my own butt. It's still good. That's still funny. This is kind of a scary video for me to make because it exposes just how not working a lot of this all is. The plan for my business is do YouTube videos, get trillions of views, drive a ton of leads and traffic to my opt-in pages, get a ton of leads, convert all of them into like high-level recurring affiliate subscription programs. And the reality is the YouTube part is exponentially harder than I thought it was going to be. There's kind of two facets to this. In 2021, I decided to like go all in. Or no, 2022, I was like going all in, which I now realize is a really 2020 statement. And I was like, we're just going to do YouTube. At the time, I had Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, because it was still called that back then. I even dabbled on Reddit. I had an Instagram. I did YouTube, had a podcast, my blog, my emails, books, webinars, speaking events, and I was basically completely burnt out. And I was like, I'm just going to do YouTube, because in my mind, I had this vision of creating a YouTube channel that was genuinely useful for marketers and agencies to figure out how they can grow and scale their business by A, figuring out how to run a better business, and B, delivering better results to their clients. I figured that's a pretty simple thing to deliver. I'll do that. And previously I hadn't really focused on it that much or thought about it in that way. And then I was like, well, I'm not going to do coaching anymore. This will be the coaching and we'll sell software on the back of it. And so I invested so much money in YouTube courses and YouTube consultants and YouTube coaches and YouTube communities. Clarence, my editor, who is editing this now, will attest to how many YouTube experts and gurus we have been through and how all of them had the answer. Fast forward however long we are, like 4 years or whatever on from that, and we haven't grown nearly as much as I wanted. I haven't experienced the stratospheric growth that I see other people having. And I'll be honest, as a guy who's 38, it does get to me, rightly or wrongly, when I see guys, men and women, who have been doing it less time than me and their channel takes off. And I was like, I want that. I want more views. I want more fame. I want more success. Oh, sounds gross just saying it. Because I equated popularity, number of views, number of subscribers with, well, that must mean you're an expert. Surely that is the case. If you produce stuff that's useful and valuable to people, you'll get more views, which grows your profile and brand and whatever. And there was a time in 2023 where our channel just blew up. This was our channel in 2022. I've been kind of grinding this out. I've been actually on YouTube a lot longer than this, but I did this new strategy. I was hiring consultants and courses, communities, coaching programs, all of this. Got 120,000 views-ish. The next year, our views went down, which, as you can imagine, was pretty devastating overall. It didn't go down a lot, but they didn't go up. And this was so upsetting to me because I thought I was really grinding it out. Here's what's interesting that happened. In 2024, our views went bananas. Basically down to like 2 videos, maybe 3 videos, bought in the majority of almost 600,000 views. At this point, I thought, I've cracked it. I've finally caught the wave of the algorithm. I'm in the zeitgeist, I'm in popular culture, this is like Marvel's Winter Soldier. I was like, I've cracked this, I understand the formula, now just to churn a bunch of this stuff out. And what happened in 2025 is our views actually went down. Most of this came from, as you can see, a couple of videos here, but also previous videos that still did really, really well. It is almost much worse to have experienced some level of success and growth where we were adding like 1,000 new subscribers a day at one point, and then it just flatlined. Now, all of this is fucking moaning, whinging, victim kind of feel sorry for me. The reality is it really shook me, and I thought, what am I doing wrong? I spend all my time on thumbnails and titles. I workshop them. I've got all the AI tools coming out the wazoo. I test them with friends. I test them with audiences. I test all the tools and stuff. There is no comment or information that anyone could leave me with any advice that I even haven't heard and tried to implement. It made me feel basically like a bit of a catastrophic failure because now our subscriber growth, our numbers, our views, all of that subscribers don't really matter, but all of that as indicators have all flatlined. And it's hard because we put time and energy into our videos. I like making them. I love working with you guys, and it just doesn't seem to pay off. And I can't figure out why. I can't figure out what I'm doing differently. I can't figure out what I'm doing wrong. And of course, every coach you approach gives you like, oh, that guy was wrong. What you should be doing is looking at outliers. Oh, that guy was wrong. What you should be doing is looking at different niches. Oh, that guy's wrong. What you should be doing is collaborating. Oh, that guy's wrong. Blah, blah. I went on and on and on. And then I explained to someone on a call, like I talked to my other YouTube friends, and they were like, so, you know, how much are you making now? And I was like, I don't know, 10, 11 grand a month. And they were like, what? From AdSense? I was like, no, because I sell subscriptions. Right? But because I sell high level as an affiliate, I continue to collect monthly payments from people. This then sort of transposes into another area where I began feeling like an absolute fraud because I'm very rarely, if at all, on the top affiliate leaderboards for high level. All of those guys have got big YouTube channels, and it seems to me on the outside like if you have a big YouTube channel and then you partner with high level, you'll crush it because you just put out that audience and that message and people are going to sign up and you shoot to the top of the leaderboard, which is great. Genuinely, I'm happy that these guys have got like big successful YouTube channels and successful businesses. But internally, it made me feel, well, I'm obviously a bit of a fraud because I'm never on those leaderboards. I'm never a top affiliate. I'm never like crushing those types of numbers. What am I doing wrong? It's obviously because I either don't know what I'm talking about isn't that interesting, it's not that valuable, it's not that useful. And then a friend of mine suggested, if you didn't look at any of this data for a week even, how would you feel? And I was like, well, it would make me super anxious. But as an experiment, we did it. And I ended up going an entire month without looking at any data. And I was happier. I was happy because I wasn't comparing myself to other people's businesses. I know those guys. I like them. I'm glad they have really successful businesses. Deep down, I don't care. It's, you know, it's only when I see those comparisons, I start to think, well, if I'm not in that top visible number, then evidently I don't have value as a human being. I don't have worth. And I realized that what I really want is like what I would call a silent operator business. I like making the videos I like to make. I like occasionally converting a few leads. I don't do a huge amount of delivery on the back end. I think I've got a pretty decent business model. The feeling of failure comes from the feeling of comparison, not necessarily the feeling of it's not working. There are things that I wish were better, but they're not things that are going to either change overnight or dramatically make that much of a difference. And the question, of course, comes, will I stop? And the answer is no, not because I'm in a hustle grind bro mentality where I'm like, you got to just keep plugging away, bro, lock in. Like, that's never appealed to me. I can have a multiple six-figure business releasing a few videos that get a few hundred views. Some of them might break out, and I can send emails that convert people. I don't necessarily want or need the exposure or the fame or the influence that comes with this stuff. I thought I did. I thought I wanted that. I absolutely fell into the trap of like, that's what you need. It's just not how I want to run my business. And it's difficult because I feel like I'm turning my back on people. It comes across like I'm not interested and perhaps above it. And that's not at all the case. It's just, I don't feel comfortable with it. It's not me. And so addressing this idea that the YouTube channel is not going to be as successful or big as I would hope it would be is kind of something I both have to make peace with, but also understand that that's actually not the core driver of the business. The key is understanding, well, how do I make money from the people who already are in the ecosystem? How do I continue to support my community? For anyone who's interested in understanding like how I've managed to kind of like talk myself around and out of this, I highly recommend the book The Courage to be Disliked by Ishiro Kashimi and Fumitake Koga, I think. But if you Google like The Courage to be Disliked, it's out there. It's based on like Adlerian psychology. Really interesting stuff. This is where I'm at the business right now. Let me know if you've ever felt these kinds of feelings. No judgment. Let's have a conversation. Let me know in the comments. In the meantime, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on another video.